So this pole is sopping wet, but let me see if I can't just get a little bit of a hold here. It's about 6:15 out on the Marina Green, and today I'm going to show you how to do a human flag on a stop sign. I was going to go to the gym where they have the horizontal bars where I learned it, but it's closed. It doesn't open till 7. I got stuff to do. So we're out here, Marina Green. It is July. It's July and the weather sucks. This is summer in San Francisco. Anyway, I got a particular stop sign in mind. I'll see you when I get there. This is actually a handicap sign, not a stop sign, but cut and dry, quick lesson on human flag on a stop sign or pole like this. Now, it's misting. It's actually wet conditions right now, so we'll see what we can do. But I've got a few tips for you. So horizontal bars versus the pole, right? Let's talk about that just for a brief second. Which one is going to be easier? Now, in terms of learning it, I can only speak to the horizontal bars, but from what I do now in performing the human flag, I do find it to be slightly easier actually on a stop sign like this, only because the grip I find is much better because there's more surface area to hold on to. The horizontal bars, depending on the thickness, could be easier or harder, and we're all different, right? So it could be easier or harder depending on, different people out there. The hard thing about this stop sign and doing the human flag is when you kick up, you're going to notice that you're going to fall forward or you're going to fall back. And so when we kick up, we want to come really quite, in line with the pole here. Now, one more thing to make it easier. When you are training and you're learning for this move, get some of this, okay? This is called ITAC 2 Extra Strength Sports Grip, and you can find others that are similar out there. Let me wipe the camera a little bit because we're getting wet here. So I'm actually going to put some of this grip on and let me show you. Let's get into the tutorial here. So we've got our pole, and the first thing that I would say you want to do is just you want to start to get familiar with what parts of your body you're engaging here. Like, what are we actually doing with this move, right? We're trying to hold ourselves up in midair. So how are we going to do that? There's a bit of mechanics to it. So I want you to think about this intuitively and understand the movement intuitively, and that will make actually learning it a lot easier. So now, you're going to be stronger on one side or another. People ask me this sometimes. Yes, you want to train both sides. So don't just train one side, or else you're going to be basically asymmetrical on how you develop. So we don't want to do that. But how I'm set up now is actually with my left arm is going to be on top and my right arm is going to be under. And when we're on a pole like this, how you want to grip it to start is you want to kind of grip right here by your waist or a little bit lower than your waist, right? Like this. And look at where how my hand is. So I'm literally gripping it. My thumb is coming around, and so there's really nothing special about the grip on the bottom, is that I'm just gripping it like this, and you'll find that grip really makes it stick. And so you're gripping it like this, and now look at what I'm doing with my shoulder, right? I'm not like this gripping it, puffing my shoulder out, my chest out, and now you're gonna feel that arm really kind of lock in, okay? And engaging my lat to do that. I'm engaging my lat. Sorry, it's like early in the morning, so I'm like voice cracking. So right, we're pushing out like this and engaging our lat to really keep our arm stiff on there. And again, think about this intuitively. So when we come up, our bottom arm has got to push to keep ourselves propped up in the air. So you got to actively be thinking, push hard in, down and in with your bottom arm. We're pushing. And at the same time, the top arm is actually doing a lot of the work to keep us suspended as well, because we're going to be pulling with our top arm and pushing with our bottom arm, and that is going to want the rest of our body to rotate up as we do this move. So, right, when you start with human flag, you might just be kind of like this, like, what, dude, how do I do this? So that's totally normal, and you're gonna get the hang of it. But what I'm gonna show you is just how I'm gonna set up here. And it like this pole is totally just wet. So this is, I can just tell this is gonna be a disaster. But this is how I'm setting up. So see how my chest is puffed out? I'm almost like, my toe is almost pointed like up at this point. And so if you can just get to a point where you can just kick out sideways and just do this. And this is how you want to be practicing. And you're just practicing the push and the pull and feeling that engagement. Now this pole is literally sopping wet, so the conditions are not ideal. But I'll show you. You want to do this on the right side too. Now this side is going to be way better for me. And so like I said, one side is going to be stronger than the other. But you want to just feel out what works for you and try to kick out sideways and see if you just can't understand something a little bit like that. So that's kind of how I would get started on a stop sign. And my hand, like, this is so weird because I put this grip stuff on, but like my hands are actually wet. And so like, this is such a disaster. I wanted to be able to actually do a human flag here. Like I was saying, this is going to be the setup. And look at the top. So look at the top hand here. I'm actually coming all the way around, even with my thumb. So we're not gripping it like this. Although I suppose you could, but I think that's going to make it a little bit harder. We want to wrap our hand around and have our wrist almost coming around too. But your hand, you're palming it like this on top. So at the same time, we're pulling and we're pushing and we're engaging our lats like this, right? We're not like this, we're like this, puffing out. And then you just want to try to kick up. And you can also try to get the hang of using your foot as some momentum here to bring across your body and help you with the lift off. Now, how should you actually train this? When you're first getting started, I want you to just get that grip right on the bar, on the pole, and then practice just feeling that engagement in your lats, feeling the pull with the top arm, feeling the push with the bottom arm, and then just doing some small kick-ups and see if you can't stay up for just a second. Keep yourself suspended or just on one toe and just hold like this and just practice really feeling what that feels like. And you're gonna feel the engagement in your lats, and you're gonna feel it in your lats on your top arm too, pulling. You're pulling, right? So it's almost like kind of a pull-up on for your top arm. Now, when it comes to actually practicing this every day, I would say for me, I did practice it almost every day when I was learning it because I just wanted to get it so bad. But I would definitely throw some rest days in there because not only are you going to stress out your back and your lats, but your core is also going to be engaged too. And you're going to feel some straight arm pain. You know, you could feel some pain in your elbow, you could feel some pain in your shoulder, and certainly you could feel some pain in your forearm as well. So when you're actually up in human flag or you're trying, it's going to put some strain on your arm. So definitely make sure you put some rest days in your program. But I have nothing wrong with a pure and simple trial and error approach. I really think there's nothing wrong with that because that's what I did and that's really how I learned it. So I would say spend 15 to 25 minutes a day training human flag. I would not really go beyond that because you will tire yourself out very quick, and there's really no need to be training human flag for 30, 40, 50 minutes a day. There's really no need. Now, when it comes to your core and other parts of your body that are engaged, you know, your core will be engaged here. And so if you have a weak core, you might want to strengthen it. But is core going to be the reason that you don't unlock human flag? I don't think so. I think the reason you don't unlock human flag is that you don't understand what you're actually engaging, and you don't understand the movement intuitively and how to prop yourself up. I want you to picture this. If we had the letter Y, like something like this, imagine the letter Y propped up against a straight wall with the two endpoints of the Y against the wall. How would we fasten it to the wall? And imagine you had a weight on the end of the Y, right? This arm needs to be attached, and it's going to want to fall this way. So we need force this way. And then this arm needs to be propped up, and so it's pushing against. So that it's just the mechanics of it and understanding it. All right, guys, I hope that this video has been somewhat helpful. This was a really kind of cut and dry, just like out here trying to teach you guys human flag. And so I know it might not have been the best tutorial, but I swear to God, I am trying my best with the conditions at hand. I will try to film a human flag tutorial with horizontal bars as well, just so we can really compare apples to apples with how I learned it, because I did not actually go to a stop sign and try to learn it on a stop sign until already a month or at least several weeks after I was training it on horizontal bars. My understanding was that it would be easier on horizontal bars, but I realized later that that is maybe not necessarily the case. Best of luck with your human flag, and I will see you guys in the next video. If you did appreciate this tutorial, it did help you out, be sure to leave a like, comment, subscribe. I appreciate you guys. I got a lot of cool stuff coming down the pike. See you in the next one.